Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, the logo on the mic,
Yeah.
keep that, like, a fist length away from your mouth.
Yeah, if you can. You can bring the seat forward, too.
It's just like
We might need... What's breaking? What are you talking
just,
about?
Oh, that noise? Is that what you're referencing?
yeah.
No, it's just...
Okay, but I feel like it should be like, is that good?
Yeah. And you can adjust it during if you need to
okay.
or whatever.
Come here, Elvis.
All right.
Elvis, get up here. There's room right here. There's no
Oh
room
my
on that.
gosh.
There's no
Come
room.
here.
Well, we're back
Yep.
with yet another week of Apex Prey. We're rolling.
Hello.
Welcome. We have Marissa here with us.
Yep.
Very close and dear friend. Happy to
Hi.
see you.
Hello. Happy to see you.
Happy to have you on the pod.
Yep.
How are we?
Professional lifter.
Very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Okay,
Power
Professional.
lifter.
Yeah.
that's me.
Yep. The Marissa. Everyone has programs with her.
Hell yeah. The one and only.
Yep.
How you doing, Marissa?
I'm doing really good.
Some dog ass in your face to start. Yeah.
He's really
Elvis.
dominating you over there.
Come here. Come here, boy.
His butthole is just protruding in my face right now.
Oh, bro.
Elvis! Okay.
Hey, throw his ass over the table.
There's plenty of room on the couch for him.
The
He just
crate.
likes hanging out, you know? He likes being part of it.
Yeah.
So, Marissa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a competitive power lifter.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks. I am in accelerated nursing program. I'm really excited. I graduate in 8 months.
Really?
I think. Yeah. So,
That's super cool.
That's cool.
oh yeah, I can't wait. I am just ready to be done with it.
How long have you
Yeah.
been in that?
Like going on about 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's honestly, it's a pain in the ass because I just want to
I
lift,
bet.
sleep, and that's it.
Yeah.
Literally, like I am
Yeah.
so tired of homework. I'm so tired of going to class, but I know it's all going to pay off, and
For
I'm going
sure.
to graduate, and I'm going to be a nurse, and I'm going to make buku bucks,
100%.
and it'll be fine. But
That's
Damn,
crazy.
so powerlifting and nursing. That's crazy. You know all about that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good combo.
What's your favorite part of the body?
my
have
favorite
an
part, huh?
I have an answer.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
The neck.
Why?
The neck?
Because it's so brittle. It's easy to...
You
Fucking-
like that?
It's easy to fucking...
You
if
like
you
that?
Need to, if you need to fucking get a hold of somebody, you know what I mean?
You
you
can
need to
just grab
fucking-
him by their neck.
If you need to take a life. Easy spot. It's like a cheat code.
I mean, yeah. I wasn't thinking that, but
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your favorite part of the body?
We're creeping up on spooky season, you know what I mean?
I mean that does make sense.
We
That
gotta
does
get
make
the
sense.
vibes going.
My favorite part of the body, I would probably have to say the legs.
Okay, nice.
They're very functional. I
Yeah,
mean,
they're very powerful too.
they
keep
do
you
everything.
going.
They literally do everything.
Yeah, true.
You walk, you sit. I mean, everything. There's nothing the legs can't do. I feel like
Yeah.
I could live without my arms,
Yeah.
but I couldn't live without my legs.
Yeah.
No, but like think about
I
it
mean-
though. Like,
No offense to our wheelchair fans, but
We're our armless fans.
all right.
we have so many of them.
So you would
I'm just-
you'd have no arms?
I feel like I could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would suck,
Yeah.
but I could
yeah,
do
no,
it.
it would be
Like,
terrible.
obviously,
but
nobody wants to be armless.
if
Would
you,
you
had
try
to pick
to-
between the two?
Would you try to be like a lifter still, or would you be like a archery?
I mean, they have the
person?
What
Yeah, that's true.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, I
like,
brought it up on the last pod a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Have you
I
ever
didn't-
seen their like Instagram page or anything?
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
What blows my mind is that their official page kind of like, I don't know, some of their posts seem like they kind of like make a joke up.
No, they
about
do.
it.
They definitely
You know
do.
what I mean?
Yeah. I
and
feel
it's
like
not really.
They
I
put
feel like
silly music.
I feel
over
like
it.
it's tasteful.
It
Most
is.
Of the
It's
time.
tasteful. I
like
feel
it's
like
in the spirit of it because I
Right.
feel like the whole vibe of the Paralympics is like fun.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I mean,
everyone's,
lifting in
like-
general is fun. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it's a good time regardless. So I feel like they kind of have to put that, like, lighthearted spin on
Yeah,
it because I
for
feel
sure.
like especially as a lifter without arms or legs or whatever, like that's, I don't know. I feel like it just be
fucking
hard to.
sucks.
It does.
does suck.
Like that's fucking ass.
Yeah.
Sarah, so super off topic. Let's get back to that though.
Yeah, hit us
She
with it.
just had a fucking dream about me the other night, where, and it has me freaked out now. I'm like,
Oh
fuck.
no.
She said like, I was screaming her name or some shit in the mall, and then she like found me, and I was like fucking like this. I had a whole bunch of fucking stab wounds on my chest. It was crazy.
That's fucking.
And now I'm
nuts.
just like tweaked out.
You don't want to get stabbed.
No. I'm about to order some ammo.
Yeah, order like a vest or something.
Yeah, I should get a vest.
A stab vest.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Just walk around with that bitch.
Get something for my neck too.
I feel
Yeah.
like, you need to stay away from Ethan because he's obviously thinking about snapping people's necks like
Yeah.
on the daily.
No.
I need to get some
Protect
kind of
your
armor.
neck.
No,
Protect
for real.
your neck.
Protect the neck.
Well, since you just brought up dreams, I guess I'll tell my crazy ass dream I had the other day. I had a dream that we were camping and I had that boy with me, Elvis, and he started getting out of nowhere. He started getting attacked by a chupacabra, and I had to like jump in. You know what chupacabra is?
Yes.
Yeah, I had to like jump in. This thing was fucking crazy, and like I kind of beat it off of Elvis and saved Elvis. But
beat it off?
in the
Put my head out.
but in the meantime, while I was getting this thing off of Elvis, it was fucking me up, and it like slashed my stomach up all crazy. And it was one of those super like wild, like vivid dreams that like kind of feels real. And the most fucked up part about it was that was only like the beginning of the dream. Like the main plot of the dream was just me recovering from these slash wounds. Like it was like my 4-month-long process of recovering. It was
So it
fucking
was
crazy.
like you were in the Revenant.
I was in the hospital. It was fucked up.
I think you had the dream about the chupacabra because we've been talking about cryptids and shit.
Probably.
You're all spooked.
Yeah, it probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
it reads. But yeah, so anyway. So your favorite part of the body is the legs.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
It's a good part for sure.
Is that your strongest part of your body?
It used to be.
Yeah.
Used to be?
Used to be.
What happened?
I tore my quad.
Oh,
A quad
yeah.
tear.
She's fucked up.
shit.
Yeah,
That
so
sucks.
yeah, I tore her like 3 months ago and just haven't been able to fully recover, which sucks.
Damn.
What does
Yeah,
it feel
that's
like?
tough.
Like what?
Okay, have you ever had like a really bad bruise?
Yeah.
Like when I say bad, I mean like that
Yeah.
bitch is black.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it feels like that, and it feels like somebody is literally just like 24/7 just like punching the fuck out of my bruise.
Fuck.
That's how it
That
feels.
sucks. It's
So-
still.
Yes.
You're still.
Yes. I
Man.
can't squat. I can't do any sort of like leg extensions. I can't put any sort of pressure on that muscle
Fuck,
right now.
That's tough.
Yeah. So my physical therapist is having me do like isometric contractions,
Yeah.
which is like just contracting the muscle in that static state,
Mm-hmm.
which is helping because I'm able to consistently keep using the muscle so it doesn't
Yeah.
completely atrophy.
It's basically like keeping it moving.
Correct.
Pretty much.
But it just sucks because like while I'm doing those exercises, I feel great, and then like a couple hours later, I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
So
like those simple little exercises
Yes.
make you as sore
yes.
as.
Oh, absolutely.
lifting
Like I
used to.
literally just lifted and
tough.
squatted for like 3 hours.
Yeah, that
So.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like an estimated possible recovery time?
They said because it is a grade 2, they said it'll probably be like a good like 3 to 6 months.
A grade 2?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
So they grade the length of, well, not the length, but the severity of the tear. So like it goes like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3.
Okay.
A grade 3
like
is like a
anime.
complete tear.
Yeah.
Like that shit is just ripped.
Yeah.
And you got 2?
And I'm 2.
Damn.
Damn.
So yeah.
I had a grade 3 in high school just on my finger, but it had me out most of
Yeah,
the season.
that's
It
crazy.
was tough.
Yeah.
I actually did it. I was playing football, but I didn't do it like in practice or in game or anything. I did it just playing catch with my uncles.
Yeah.
Which was what sucked. I was like, we were like playing catch or whatever, and I went to like, swat the ball out of the way, and it just caught my finger just in the perfect spot. And this like, there's like a little tendon that like lets you bend your fingers.
Yep.
It tore completely in half.
Ew.
Did you have to get surgery? No?
I was just in a splint on my finger for like a whole
Yeah, I was
year.
gonna say probably for a long time.
Yeah.
So then it came back.
It was terrible.
Did it rebuild itself?
Yeah. It rebuilt itself.
That's crazy.
But even now, it's like, it doesn't affect me too much, but I notice what really affects it is when it's cold. When it's cold outside.
Yeah,
Then I
that's
start
normal.
feeling it. It gets
Yep.
sore and shit. That sucks. That's
Yeah.
the worst.
I gotta do research on that.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, when it gets, like, really cold outside, your joints, if you have, like, joint problems and stuff,
Yeah.
it gets really painful. Like, my joints hurt when it gets really cold.
Yeah.
But I don't really know the reason as to why.
Yeah, it's something to do with like pre-stage arthritis. It's like
That sounds about right, yeah.
Weak
like everyone,
bones.
arthritis is kind of like a spectrum. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone kind of has. It's like the memory. Like everyone's memory's slowly fading. You know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of has arthritis to a certain extent, but
Yeah.
it just gets worse and worse
Over
as
time.
you get older.
I remember I had an injury in basketball, not my broken arm, where
Ugh, that
I
was
felt
disgusting.
really limited because I had. You ever heard of Osgood-Schlatter? Mm-hmm. I had that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I had it in both my fucking knees, and like,
What is it?
I was just going too crazy, bro. Like
What's that?
I
What
was
is it,
hooping, and I think it's like where your bone starts to push outward because it's not keeping up with some muscle growth or some shit. I don't know. Do you know?
I couldn't tell you, like, the educational term or
Huh.
definition. We'd definitely have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. What's it called?
Osgood-Schlatter.
Look it up.
Osgood-Schlatter?
I'm interested.
Jamie, can you pull that up
Common
for us?
cause of knee pain in adolescence that occurs when the patellar tendon pulls on the tibial tuberosity. What the fuck, dude? I'm not a doctor.
The tibial tuberosity.
I think it's just because you're growing.
Yeah.
And your knees are, you
Oh,
know,
so
Growing
it's
boy.
literally like growing.
it's just
Yeah,
growing pain.
It's some
Growing
growing
pains.
shit. And like I had a big old ball on my shit.
Bro,
And I remember being
That's
in
gross.
school. I remember being in
He said,
school
"Ugh."
and sitting in the chairs and shit. And I'd like scoot in and my knee would hit the fucking thing. And it was super sensitive. It felt like a super bad bruise. Yeah.
Oof.
And I was like, "Ugh."
Were you a knee brace kid?
No. I didn't wear that shit.
Thank God. I hated that.
I didn't give a fuck. I was dealing with that shit,
Like,
dude.
bro, if you were in middle school and you showed up in a knee brace,
Knee brace.
you're cooked already, dude.
Cooked.
Like,
Yeah.
I just automatically assume
Get
like,
the fuck out.
you're not playing sports in high school, dude. You're not.
No, that's facts. That's crazy.
Or those people
Facts.
that just showed up with like crutches every other week because they had a new
Yeah. Oh my
injury.
God.
I swear, it's
Yeah.
just like an attention thing for
Yeah,
them.
There's
for
always
sure.
someone wearing
they
a
showed
boot.
up in a boot.
A boot, yeah, or like
yeah.
a back brace. You're like, bitch, you really don't need that.
Oh
like,
my God, them boot girls.
The boot.
New bitch have a boot on every week.
They fractured their toe once and then they bring it back every
I
month.
swear.
Yeah,
That's
they're
so
like,
funny.
I need this.
They're like,
shit.
oh, it's getting cold. My
I gotta put the boot on.
fucking toes hurt.
My toes hurt.
That's crazy.
That's funny. Yeah, we all had those. That's funny. I know exactly who mine was. I remember.
Oh, the
we
people
always
that
made
would,
fun of her.
Yup.
Not to her face, of course. We weren't bullies, but
Oh man. Yeah. You
I
ever made
remember I
fun of
had-
anyone, Marissa? You ever been a bully?
Oh wow.
everyone's been. Don't put her on the spot like
Yeah,
that.
like, what the
Everyone's
hell?
been
This is
a
your
Let's
chance
go.
to apologize to everyone. Right now.
I'd like to start this conversation with. No, I'm just kidding. Have I ever been a bully?
Yeah, like in middle school or something. Like you ever been like, look at
No,
this dumb bitch.
like no. I mean I've obviously been a bitch before, but
I mean,
like
yeah,
everyone's been judgmental, I think. Everybody's
sure.
I mean, we live in a society with so many stereotypes and so many like prejudices. I think that
Yeah.
it's so easy for us to see somebody and automatically have like that subconscious opinion about them before we even know them or who they are or what they like,
Yeah.
what they don't
Judging
like.
them.
That's just like human nature, I think, for
Yeah,
real.
for sure. It's like tribalism.
Yeah, like we are so
Definitely.
prone to creating an opinion about somebody before we even can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like before we even have the opportunity to know who they are.
I think it's a protective thing. Like you don't want to die like in some
Yeah.
primal way.
I mean,
Like, that's how we
yeah.
used to feel. So you got to gauge someone as soon as you see them.
Your ego.
Yeah,
For
you're
sure.
like,
Very
For sure.
egotistical behavior, for sure.
Yeah. I think I've done a lot of thinking on this. I think it has a lot to do with like our ancestors, like our tribal instincts.
Yeah.
Like just naturally, when you see someone who's not part of your tribe, you kind of square up a little bit. You want to protect your fucking tribe.
No new friends.
No new friends.
Yep. Yep. That's what the natives were like. The natives were brutal to each other. That was wild. That's something that's actually not... We won't get into too controversial of topics right now, but...
I mean,
that's,
I'm open.
That's something that I've always been fascinated by, too.
The
Is
natives?
Yeah, the natives. No. Yeah, for real. They always... It's just interesting. Because, like, I mean, people get so kind of, like, narrow-minded on the fact that, like, the Europeans came to America and genocided the natives, which they did, and that's very terrible, but nobody really points out the fact that they just were genociding themselves, like, every day. Like, those tribes would go at it.
Oh, yeah, probably fucking scalping each other and shit.
Scalping.
Wearing each other's ears.
Raping and pillaging. Like, I mean, everyone's genocided someone at some
They did
point.
call them
No,
savages.
for real, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Good point.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just something I think about all the time.
So, what are you? Are you, like, what's your ethnicity?
I think we
good
can
question.
all safely agree that I am as white as they come.
But you're not, like, I don't know, fucking Polish or Hungarian or something?
I'm adopted. So, honestly, I don't really know.
This is definitely a comedy podcast.
Fuck.
So, I honestly don't really know, to be honest.
There could have been no better answer.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Crazy.
I'm just gonna shut up.
You're all right, dude.
Yeah, no, I am adopted. That's not a lie.
Nice.
I
mean, not.
Yeah, my
That's-
parents didn't want me. It's fine.
I mean, it's their loss. You know what I mean?
You're right, though. You're right, though.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even see it as I don't even see it like that. I'm just trying to be funny. But like yeah, like I don't even
for sure.
I don't even see it as, oh yeah, like they just didn't want me. Like, okay. Like you said, like they're lost. Like
Yeah.
I ended up exactly where I was supposed to
Absolutely.
with the people in my life that I was supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like ethnicity goes, I did do a DNA test like a couple months ago. I'd have
Oh,
to
that's cool.
Yeah, cuz like I don't know anything about like my birth family.
Yeah.
Like I don't really
Wow.
know. But like I paid, I think it was like $100 or something, and I
Yeah.
like got this DNA test or whatever, and it told me like all this crazy stuff, and I was able to like find my birth parents, and like I have
Really?
siblings out there. Yeah, like I have
Wow.
like
Damn.
I have like 2 sisters and a brother, and
Damn.
like 2 brothers, and yeah, like the whole 9 yards.
That's
so.
super cool.
It was really
It really
cool.
gave you all that information.
Yeah.
That's wild. What do you remember? What the brand of DNA test it was, or
Oh my
was
god,
it
I'd
like
have
a
to look.
doctor's thing,
I'd
like
have to look.
23andMe or something like that?
Yeah, it was like something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've always been interested in doing that. I also kind of just like the kind of the lore behind like kind of passing down information from where you came from. Like I've always wanted to do a 23andMe or
You
something
should.
like that, but
It's really cool.
but I
is
also
that?
like just that's where you like you spit
That's
into
like
the
the-
jar and
yeah,
mail
you,
it
like,
in.
yeah.
They tell
Yeah, I don't agree with none of that private
You
owned
do a little
company
hop too, you know what I'm
bullshit.
saying? And then you
Yeah.
you get your DNA.
Fuck yeah. But I also just like the mysticalness of just like passing down where you came from by voice through generations, you know what I mean? Cuz like I just like based on, what my grandparents have told me or whatever, I'm like Lithuanian and Irish, but I don't know, like if I do a 23andMe and it tells me I'm none of that shit, like have I been being lied to my whole life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just off yourself right there.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah.
I'm
No
not
point
fucking-
in going on.
Yeah, I
not
mean, your
Lithuanian?
life is a lie.
Yeah.
I'm living for Lithuania. Why?
Yeah. What if we found
What am I
out you
doing?
were Ukrainian?
That'd be crazy. I'd go fight. That'd be wild.
That'd be
So
lit.
what's your favorite body part? You never answered.
Yeah, what the heck?
Oh,
Fucking cuck.
I mean, for lifting, I think chest. I like working out my chest.
Just
I don't have a huge chest, but it feels like a nice movement. you
for
know?
sure.
He
I've
said-
always thought the soreness, the lifting soreness that you get is like it's my favorite when it's in my chest.
Man.
Like when my chest is sore.
You just
I'm
feel
like,
so powerful.
oh my god, I
You're
got
like,
that
yeah,
shit.
I did that.
I feel like a
yeah.
big ass fucking
Gorilla.
yeah.
I feel like you got
yeah.
tits.
Yeah.
yeah. yeah.
I feel like
Absolutely.
fucking moto.
Yeah.
Moto likes you.
Hell yeah.
Damn girl.
So you just won
big.
your competition. I'm sorry. I'm trying to interview here.
Damn, girl.
What?
Sorry. I was just saying, so you just won your competition,
I
right?
did.
That's
I
fucking
definitely
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
did. Thank
Let's
you so
hear about that.
much.
Yeah.
You're like, yay. Yeah, I did. I just had my second competition like a week ago, 2 weeks
That's
ago.
so cool.
Yeah,
It was in
really
Cleveland,
cool.
right?
Yeah, I was in Cleveland. It was really, really fun. I had a good time. It was really hard for me because I had just found out about my quad tear literally
yeah.
3 days before my competition. So I literally went into it with that that mindset, like,
that
oh,
it's like a
fuck.
block.
It was such a mental block for me because prior to, I had just been brushing it off, like, oh, it's tendonitis, it's not a big deal, like, my knee just fucking hurts, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the name of the game for any sort of athlete is, like, you know, you get an ache and a pain, and you're like, okay, like, whatever, it's fine, like, it hurts, but,
Right,
like,
you
I
push
mean,
through.
you lift weights 24/7, you're gonna get some aches and pains, so,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I kind of just brushed it off, and then eventually it got really, really bad, and I was like, okay, like, I need to talk to somebody or, like, have somebody evaluate it because, you know, I am in nursing school, so the
Yeah.
educated part of me was like, okay, like, you should probably figure
Yeah,
this out before
for
it gets
sure.
too bad.
It's like I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a tricky balance you
And it
gotta
was
have.
because part of me was like, just let it go. It's not a big deal. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Your powerlifting part is like,
Don't
fuck
be a
you, pussy.
No,
Yeah.
literally, like, don't be a bitch.
Push through
like,
it.
Like, yeah, exactly. But then, again, like, the educated me was like, okay, like, you need to, like.
Yeah.
So I did, and them telling me that it was torn, I was like, okay, well, that's not cool.
Yeah.
And then the physical therapist was like, yeah, I'm going to have to tell you not to compete this weekend.
Can you move the mic a little closer? I'm sorry. Continue.
I can't.
You just up the volume.
Oh,
on it a little
damn.
bit. It's the second knob up.
What do I do?
No,
It's
from the
jamming.
bottom. Yeah. Just crank it clockwise, just a hair. Don't gotta be too much.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It just increases the mic level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ain't no thing.
If it can't stretch,
Is this close enough?
I'm sure it is.
get closer.
Yeah, you're good.
Put the whole thing in my mouth. No, but is this better? Are we
Oh,
good?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
No, you're good.
Where were we?
You were saying your coach told you not to compete, right?
My physical therapist
Yeah,
told me not to
physical
compete. Yeah,
therapist.
my PT was like, obviously, I have to tell you not to compete. And I literally looked at him and I was like, respectfully, that's not an option. Like, I've trained
Yeah.
for a year for this.
Yeah.
It's not like I've trained 6 to 8 weeks, which is the standard prep time is like 6 to 8 weeks, especially if you're like a consistent competitor or
And even if it
competitor
was
or
just
whatever the fuck you want to
just
say. But
6 to 8 weeks, like that's,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still a lot of time
Yeah.
that you're putting forth effort into something, and like just to have somebody be like, just kidding, you're not gonna-"
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I immediately was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you know, I can't tell you what to do, like, you're an adult. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, so like, if you do anything, just maybe don't squat.
Yeah.
And I had already been taking like 2 months off of squatting
Yeah.
because it hurt so bad, and
Yeah.
it always hurt when I was
Jeez.
squatting.
Ugh.
Man,
And
that sucks.
yeah,
Fuck
the
that.
flare up was crazy. So I kind of was like hoping that, you know, the adrenaline and the caffeine and the ammonia, the smelling
Yeah.
salt would kind of like give me the oomph to like
Yeah.
get through my squats. But then when he was like, well, obviously you shouldn't even be competing, but I'm okay if you do just your deadlifts and your bench, and then we just say fuck the squats. And I was like, okay, like, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So I did. So I just entered the push-pull division, which is just
Okay.
the bench press, and then the deadlift, which is just the pull. And
Nice.
so, I mean, at first I was like really upset about it because I had felt like I wasn't able to show out completely and I wasn't able to give 100%, but I kind
Yeah.
of just had to like remind myself, like, regardless, even if I'm not squatting, I'm still giving 100% of myself to
Yeah,
the
for
bench,
sure.
to the deadlift, and I'm
Yeah.
going to do what I can.
That's such a tough mental battle to go
It
through.
sucked. It
something
really
like
did.
that. I
It
bet
really
that
fucking
really
sucked.
So what were your numbers that you pulled for bench and deadlift?
So my bench, so I'll kind of like backtrack a little bit. So my first ever competition that I did, my first bench attempt was 85 pounds. And then my second bench attempt was 95. And then my third was like, I think like 106 or something like that.
Yeah.
And like those are all like, I mean, those are beginner numbers. And as women, we have smaller pec muscles to begin with.
Yeah.
So like, and we don't have testosterone. So it makes it a little bit harder for us to produce more of a powerful bench, which is kind of just, I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, those were my attempts at my first competition. And then this time around, I actually opened with like 10 pounds more than I did on my third attempt, like at my first one.
Oh, dope. So you started at like 115?
So yeah, so I started around that. I'll get the numbers exactly what I did, but
Damn,
yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah.
You prepared for that though, right? That wasn't
oh
just like
oh absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prepared pretty significantly for that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So my first attempt on my bench was the 115, and then my second was 121, and then my third was 132.
Damn.
So. I got all white lights on my first and my second. I got completely red lighted for my third.
What does that mean exactly?
Bastards. So the white lights. So the. Oh. So the way that it works is you get 3 attempts at a lift. So you get the 3 attempts at the bench, 3 attempts at the deadlift, and then obviously 3 attempts at the squat if you were squatting.
Right.
But the way that it works is you either get white lighted or red lighted. So they're looking at form, they're looking at technique, they're looking at your capability to make sure, like if we're talking about bench specifically, your feet aren't coming off the floor, your ass is staying on the bench, your shoulders aren't coming up, you're completely locking your elbows out, you're listening to all of the commands. So each command, so for bench, the command is you'll unrack, and then they'll say start, and then you'll bring the bar to your chest, and then they'll say, you'll pause for a good like second. They want to see no movement in the bar. And then they'll say press, and then you'll press. Yeah. And then they'll say rack, and then that's when you put the bar back.
So it's basically like they're just making sure everything's completely controlled.
Correct.
There's no
correct.
No
I mean, and you can see it with every video out there on Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people will bench and like
bounce
off their chest, and that's just a cheat.
Yeah.
It helps produce more momentum, and then obviously that makes it easier.
Terrible for you.
Oh yeah, you're just fucking up your your scaps. It's just a whole thing. But so they just want to make sure that there's no movement in that bar, so that you have total control, and then you press, you lock your elbows, and then they rack command you, and you can put the bar back. So for me, 132 was a PR for me. So the most I've ever benched was 135. Yeah. But it was with a cheat. Like I bounced.
Right.
So I didn't have that stable pause on my chest.
That's so dope. I would have been so hyped.
Oh, I did. I was screaming like a fucking banshee.
I saw the video.
I was like, I was freaking out. But yeah, so like, my 135 was my PR, but I knew that I couldn't complete it with that pause.
Right.
So I didn't want to like fuck myself up and like.
Yeah, for sure.
So I played it safe, and I went with the 132 because I knew that I could hit that at comp standard with a pause.
That's dope.
So the reason I got red lighted was because once I locked my elbows, I got so fucking excited that I hit that PR that I went boop, and I racked it before they gave me the rack command.
Damn.
So I was pretty pissed.
That's some dumb shit if you ask me, because like, it's not even a compromising your form. Like,
but it can be, because what can happen is like, if you don't listen for the rack command, what people can do, I mean, if you think about it, like if they start to press before they even lock their elbows, they can rack.
Oh yeah.
So
true.
Yeah,
they want to make sure you really got that shit.
Yeah, like you need to lock, and like they need to be able to like physically see it and then rack, versus like,
I guess that makes sense.
There's been plenty of times where I've benched and haven't been able to fully extend, and I've been able to rack.
Just throw it back up real quick.
It's kind of just like a cheat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I got completely red lighted for it. It definitely sucked as far as like, oh, sorry, baby. It definitely sucked as far as like comp goes, because I was like, damn, like I missed those white lights, but also I still counted it as a PR for me.
Yeah,
like it's still a personal record. I still did it.
Sure.
It was still clean.
If you got that bitch up,
the bitch came up. You know what I mean? Like my ass was on the bench, my feet were planted, my elbows locked. Everything was beautiful. It was controlled and stable, and I definitely count that as a win for sure.
Nice.
So
fuck yeah.
So what was your deadlift?
So deadlift is definitely my favorite of all of the lifts.
Deadlifting's fun.
Deadlifting is so much fun.
Yeah.
I love teaching people how to deadlift too. So my first attempt was
when I was in high school football, our coaches didn't know shit.
They usually
didn't-
don't.
Yeah, they didn't.
Sorry,
teach us
respectfully.
anything.
They usually don't. You're very lucky if you do get someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. We had
especially
so many
at that
people
age,
who
I
got
mean-
hurt deadlifting in the gym because our coaches were just like,
Bada
"Come
boom,
on,
bada bing.
pussy."
Oh yeah, just pull it up. Come on,
Yeah.
stand up.
You're like, oh yeah, CT Ethan,
No, literally, like,
lift with your back.
literally pull it. So my first deadlift attempt was 248. My second was 259, and then my third was 275.
275. That's some
Nice.
fucking weight.
That is
Yeah.
some weight. That's
That's
like,
so cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a 5.5 meet PR for me. So what that means is like, so at my first competition I lifted 270, and so at this one I lifted 275. But my first competition, my form was shit. My form was trash. Everything was garbage. I was
Yeah.
pulling with my back. I locked out. Yeah, I was like, you need to get a picture of that. I locked out. I locked out very, very garbagely, I guess you could say. I definitely yanked that shit up with my back, and definitely not. Oh, I can't even look at that video without wanting to throw up.
Yeah, that's
So I was proud because not only did I hit a 5.5 PR, but I also hit a personal record with better form, better control, better stability. I was lifting the weight the way that it should have been lifted. So I counted
That's
it as
cool.
a PR altogether.
yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to get my deadlift up. I love deadlifting. That's a fun.
Yeah, for
compound
sure.
work.
Yeah, absolutely. If you
Yeah.
let me train you like I've told you a million times.
So how
there,
did like
bro.
all the lifts that you did, like how did your quad feel?
So bench, like my quad isn't really affected by my bench too much. I mean, obviously you have to use consistent leg drive. So there is, I mean, my quad was contracted the majority of the time. But it definitely didn't hurt super bad. My PT said as long as my pain didn't go above a 5, he was cool with me benching and he was cool with me deadlifting. So,
Nice.
yeah, I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, it hurt, but not to the extent of like squatting.
Yeah, I can't imagine squatting with that.
Yeah, no, it's not a fun time at all.
Yeah. Probably like literally impossible unless you're just stretching pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, like when I was squatting, I was using my left leg as like
Yeah, for sure.
the only thing getting me up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
like
that's terrible for everything. Like that leads up to your back. Like,
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
start doing that, you'll
Yeah.
have some real problems.
Yeah, and my physical therapist, he ran like a quad index test or whatever you'd call it,
Yeah.
where it basically measures the amount of force that your muscle can produce under tension. So my left leg, which is my uninjured leg, produced 125 pounds of force, and my quad, my right, which is the injured, produced 23 pounds.
Damn. That's a crazy difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he looked at me and he was like, what, like, when was the last time you squatted? And I was like, probably like 3 weeks ago. And he was
Yeah.
like, well, how much were you squatting? And I was like, I had 225 on the bar. And he was like,
That's a lot of weight.
you lifted 225 with a 10% effort in your right leg? And I was like, yeah.
Holy shit.
And he like looked at me and he was like, respectfully, like, I can't wait to see what the fuck you look at, like, at 100%. And I was like, okay. But I mean, that was a little bit of an ego boost for sure, but
For sure.
it definitely like put it into perspective, like, fuck.
I
Like,
bet.
this shit's fucked up.
Yeah,
I
you
think
know?
I'm
So-
fucked up
dangerous.
too.
Yeah, very
I think I'm all like
this bitch.
this maybe.
All cockeyed.
Yeah.
I got scoliosis.
I think I am cockeyed.
Yeah.
And I think my legs do the same thing that yours do or something.
Yeah, for real. Who's your coach?
Me. I'm the best coach I can be.
YouTube. Bradley Martin.
No.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about bench.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
always been very curious
Hit me with it.
because I've always been taught
I know where
my
this is
entire
going.
life. I've always been. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I
I've
know
always
exactly
been
where
taught
this is
my
going.
entire life back flat on the bench.
Absolutely.
Every single time I see, and it's not even just women's professional.
Right.
Every time I see professional bench pressing,
Yeah.
there's a crazy arch going.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's like it switched. Definitely when we were younger, I was told keep that shit flat.
For sure.
Keep your ass and back on the bench. Like
Yeah, so I mean, you kind of have to look at it from the educational like perspective. So we've learned so much over time, right?
Yeah.
Education's always growing. We're always learning, especially in like the medical field. Shit that we used to do 25, 30 years ago, doctors wouldn't even imagine doing today.
Yo, yeah, they used to prescribe cigarettes.
Correct. They used to prescribe,
Methadone,
no,
Yeah.
literally. And
Yeah.
I mean,
amphetamines.
Morphine.
fentanyl, the whole 9 yards. I mean, we have to kind of look at it from that perspective. Like, we're constantly learning, we're evolving, we're growing, we're engaging with new education. Like,
Yeah.
we're constantly expanding our knowledge. So, like, yes, I know exactly what you mean. Like, people were once taught, back on the bench, shoulders on the bench, butt on the bench. That's the way the bench is supposed to work. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think that you can still obtain a significant amount of strength and power from benching that way. And, but as far as why you see the arch and, the butt coming off the bench and stuff like that, I agree the butt should not be leaving the bench. You're going to get red lighted completely at a competition if that does take place, because it is a cheat, because you are using the momentum of the butt coming off the bench to get the bar
and
up.
it also kind of, in a way, turns it into like a decline bench.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which is definitely easier.
So we kind of have to look at it with the perspective of like, what is powerlifting? So powerlifting is the sport of using your leverage.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, obviously you have to be strong to be powerlifting, because, you have to have the muscular capability to produce the power, but it is all about your leverages. If you're tall as fuck, you probably want a sumo deadlift. Why? Because the bar is going to have a shorter path to go from the floor to standing.
That makes sense.
Which means shorter range of motion, which means you'll be able to lift more and probably place higher, right?
Yeah.
So as far as like benching goes, yes, you are correct. It is more of a decline bench, but the reason for that is we're protecting our scapula, we're protecting our shoulders, we're protecting our spine. By engaging our shoulder blades back, we're increasing the amount of tension within our chest.
Yeah.
So it's more stable, it's safer. And yes, ultimately it will allow for you to move more weight.
Yeah.
Which again, powerlifting.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
The higher amount of weight we can lift, the more impressive.
Yeah.
Now that's not to say that it's not all cheating, because I mean, let's face it, it is. I mean, I've seen some significant arches where I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ,
I've seen some
like
crazy ones.
they're slowly
Bent all backwards and shit.
I mean, they're slowly starting to change the way that they approach it. Like, I know now, like, your elbows have to reach at least a 90-degree angle.
Okay.
Versus, like, I've seen some videos where, like, people are so... I can't even do it. I don't even know how it's humanly possible. But literally the bar goes...
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen
like,
those.
like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's not a full range of motion. That's not, you're not producing any force. You're not producing any power. If anything, you're putting all this strain on the back of your triceps and your elbow, and ultimately you're going to fucking hurt yourself.
Yeah.
If that works for them, though, like, kudos to you. Like, do whatever the fuck you can do to lift as much weight as possible.
Yeah.
But it's just not, I mean, I don't do that. But as far as the arch, yes, the arch does produce more tension. It protects the shoulders. We've learned so much when it comes to form.
Yeah.
And by engaging and locking our lats into our back pockets, we're more stable. Our shoulders are safer. Our wrists are safer. Yeah, it definitely is a little bit of a cheat, but ultimately...
It's also just safer, though.
It's safer.
So,
So,
to a
like,
certain point.
it protects your body. So if you look back to 30, 40 years ago, people that were benching flat, look at them now.
Yeah.
They've got torn rotator cuffs.
True.
They've
They're all
got
fucked
shoulder
up.
problems. They've got, probably a shit ton of arthritis and osteoporosis and tendonitis, and you name it, they've got it.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a couple of people that used to bench with a flat back, and they regret it. They're like, I wish I never
Yeah,
did it. I wish
sure.
I stopped with my ego and just listened to the people that were telling me, okay, maybe I need to like correct my shoulders and my scapulas and just make sure that I'm benching as appropriately as possible without putting myself at risk of injury.
Right.
And I think that that's really what it is. It's reducing the risk of injury. It's lifting as much weight as possible with still proper technique, but yeah, you have that arch. And I think
Yep.
the arch is, if done correctly, the arch is just a result of significant tension in your scaps, like by locking back and down.
Yeah, true.
You're literally going to just arch.
Yeah,
Like that's
you do
just
kinda
what
compress
happens.
your torso a
You're
little bit.
compressing as hard as you possibly can, so that like literally me just sitting here, the second I think about putting my lats and my scaps and my back shoulders,
Yeah.
I'm already arched, and I'm not even thinking about arching. You know what I'm saying?
It's not
So,
like a deliberate move.
It's not a deliberate move. Now, Cisco, he's over here like. But yeah, so that's literally the result. That's why it happens, is because of those cues.
Right.
So I knew where it was going. I knew you were gonna ask.
Got his dumb ass right.
I knew
did.
it was gonna happen. But ultimately, you have to look at it from powerlifting is a sport of leverage.
Yeah.
What can you do? How can you use your body to the best of its capability? And I don't necessarily want to say it's cheating, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're using what you can to do better.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Calling
So-
things cheating is a real like fine line that you walk on, because it's like,
because it's not, I mean, it can be seen as a cheat, but also like, you still have to be a fucking dog.
yeah, for sure.
Like, you
Some
still have to
people
be
look at it
fucking
as a
strong.
cheat, but then like people who actually look into it and know what they're talking about look at it as just being safer.
Yeah.
like being
yeah.
better for your body.
It literally just protects you from injury.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But yeah, you still have to be a fucking dog. Like, you still have to be strong.
Yeah,
You still
for
have
sure.
to have muscular control.
You're still putting up that fucking weight.
Correct. Because, like, if you just take any old Sally Joe off the street and put him on the bench, give him the cues, and put 200 pounds on the bar, they're not going to lift it, right? But if you put a power lifter up there, someone that's been training consistently for a long period of time, they're going to be able to move it.
Yeah.
Right? And 9 times out of 10, if they can do it with the competition standard, with the arch, they can do it flat backed. It's just going to be a little bit more dangerous.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Like-
true.
like me,
just
like,
a little worse on their joints.
It's just a lot worse. Yeah. I mean, like, I can lift 135 with a flat back, and I can lift 135 with my competition standard bench.
probably a lot more sore with the flat back though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like gonna
makes
like
sense.
crack like a fucking glow stick when I do it like that. And it's just more stable. You're just safe. It's just safer. Ultimately, it's just safer.
For sure.
So
What were you gonna say?
I don't know. Damn. Yeah, but I can say something.
Go ahead.
hit us with it.
Something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, that was
That's pretty
deep.
cool.
No, but yeah, so where do you plan on taking MPOWERED? Let's hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, MPOWERED is kind of my own personal brand that I've created recently. It focuses on literally empowering people, because, I mean, it might sound fucking cheesy, but like, the gym has made me who I am. It's helped me find like my passion for exercise. Obviously, I've always had a passion for exercise because I have my degree in exercise
And
science
health.
and health. Correct. So like, I have my bachelor's in that. Now I'm getting my bachelor's in nursing. So I know a lot about the human body,
so cool.
what it's capable of, what it can do, what it can't do, why it does it, why it doesn't do it. And I've been educating myself as consistently as possible, because the body is always changing. We're always learning new things. We're always finding things that work better than things that used to. So the whole concept of MPOWERED is a personal brand that just empowers people to find what makes them them. So my clients, it doesn't matter if they're lifting 300 pounds. It doesn't matter if they're lifting 20 pounds. If it's a heavy piece of weight for them, they're powerlifting.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's heavy for them, you know what I mean? Like, they're powerlifting. That's just how I view it. And that's why I always tell people, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're lifting 500 pounds or 30. It just doesn't matter. So
it's all about the passion.
Exactly. So that's the whole point of it. I am open to new clients. I've been increasing my client base. And I don't even like calling them clients, because it just kind of feels like surface value.
Yeah.
I look at
I
them.
mean, it is what it is.
Right, exactly. But I look at my clients more as like my family, honest
Yeah.
to God. Like, I
Hell
do.
yeah.
Like, I want them to feel comfortable with me, not only to confide in me with, their programming their blocks and programming their exercises and getting them to their personal goals. Like, I want them to feel comfortable talking to me about their personal life too. Because,
cool.
there's so
That's
many
unique.
different things that go into powerlifting and programming. Because, sometimes somebody will come into the gym and they'll be like, hey coach, like, you wanted me to lift 225 on the deadlift today and I can't even get 150 off the ground.
Yeah.
And their first thought as the client is like, oh fuck, I'm weak. I'm not going to be good. Like, I just can't lift it. But then I always like dial them back and I'm like, what did you eat today? How much sleep did you get last night?
sure.
Have you been drinking alcohol?
That's
Are you under
awesome.
the influence of nicotine? How's your stress level? How's your family doing? How's your relationships? How's your
That's
friends?
fucking awesome.
How's your marriage life going? How's school going? What's your stress life? Like, I want to make sure that they understand that, yes, this is a sport, and yes, we're here to get strong and be a fucking badass bitch, but also, how are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like that a lot.
So empowered inside the gym, empowered outside of the gym
Yeah.
is kind of what I want people to feel when they work with
for
me
sure.
as a
it's a
coach.
lifestyle.
It is. It's a lifestyle,
yeah.
and you have to kind of make adjustments as necessary. And
Yeah.
I've had really hard conversations with some of my clients. You know, they're, coach, I didn't come to the gym at all this week. I feel really gross, and I always try to remind them, like, that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Like,
Yeah.
we have to fall off to fall on. You know what I mean?
sure.
Like, we have to struggle to realize that that's not what we want.
Yeah.
And then we can go from there and realize, okay, like, last week I was a piece of garbage. This week I'm going to be better.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
that's kind of the whole concept. It's just my personal brand of coaching, and I'm open to new clients. But
That's really cool.
What's
yeah.
your,
check out the link in the bio. We'll
Yep,
put that shit
link in bio.
but
What's your like client base looking like? Like how many clients do you have? Is that something you can disclose? Or no?
yeah, absolutely. As far as like how many clients I have at this moment, I would say I have around 10.
That's not fucking bad.
Yeah, it definitely
That's not
isn't.
bad at all.
I'm very, very happy with how far I've come
That's
in the
awesome.
long.
That's
in,
really cool.
Like 3 months.
Aren't you like a main trainer at some other gym too?
Yeah. I am the barbell coach at Stella Barbella's in Stowe.
Oh, no shit.
It's an women's only powerlifting, weightlifting, and Pilates gym.
That's cool.
So again, we just empower women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be their best version of themselves. And I think that the society that we live in, it's so normal for women to feel so teared down all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that just seeing somebody else, like just seeing another woman be able to lift super heavy shit, you're like, damn.
Yeah, that's
Like if she could do
definitely
it,
super cool.
why can't I do it? You know what I mean? So that's
Right.
literally my whole purpose, is like, I want everyone to realize that they are capable
Yeah.
and that we can make it happen.
How many women-only gyms are there? I feel like there's not a lot.
There's really not that many.
I feel like that's kind of unique, and
It
you
is.
bringing empowered
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah, that's
kinda
really cool.
Yeah.
helps complete that. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's dope.
Thank you so much. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think as far as like woman only gym goes, there's not really that many. So yeah, it is a very unique thing. The woman that started Stella Barbella's, her name's Gina. She's amazing. I've learned so much from her. She is probably one of the most loving and just uplifting individual I've ever met. And I've kind of like absorbed some of that from her. Like I've seen how she treats people, I see how she talks to people, and I've absorbed it, and now I'm kind of giving that back. So I think that that's a huge thing with coaching or teaching in general, is just learning from people that I don't want to necessarily say are better than you, but learning from people that are super successful.
Yeah.
And looking at them and seeing like, okay, they're doing this and it's working.
Yeah, the
So
proof is
how
in the
can
pudding.
I, exactly. So like, how can I manipulate that to my standard to work for me?
Yeah, for sure. That's
so,
really cool.
But yeah, that's that.
That's awesome.
cool.
Do you plan on getting into like products or anything like that?
Ooh, that'd be dope.
Like what kind of products?
I don't know. Like a lot of personal trainers like sell their own,
Like resistance bands and stuff like that. Yeah, I would say probably eventually. I'm definitely not there yet.
I mean, that's a big step.
It is
for
a big
sure,
step. Probably, I mean, I'd probably start with just like t-shirts or something.
Yeah,
but
little merch and stuff.
eventually, yeah, I could see myself doing that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
You should like do like gym merch. Like
Yeah,
a tank
absolutely.
top or something,
Yeah.
You know.
I think I want to wait until I get my client base a little bit bigger,
For
just
sure.
because
Yeah.
like full fucking disclosure, them shits is expensive.
Oh yeah,
Like I
we know.
looked to try to get like a couple of shirts, and it's like $300.
we know.
I'm like,
We're still trying to figure
That's
it
why,
out.
that's why we're
Yeah.
having such a struggle getting merch out, because we
Like-
don't got money for that. We
like
gotta
bro,
do it
it's a
ourselves.
piece of fabric.
We
Like,
don't got
why?
money for nothing.
That's crazy.
No,
I'm about
like
to
I got
start stitching
negative
my own
$40.
shit together.
No,
Yeah.
for real. I'm about to be like,
Hell yeah.
For real.
yeah, I feel you on that. It's
We could
and
just
I'm
brand people. Come over.
just
get
cold
branded.
like cold branded, just
Yeah.
the fuck out of them.
$60 a brand. And we expect a tip.
That's wild.
That's dope though.
How do you feel about, is another real big thing I wanted to ask you. How
Absolutely.
do you feel about chiropractors?
Ooh,
'Cause
wow, what a
I
topic.
have
Oh,
been
that's a good one.
That's a
I
good
have
fucking
been-
topic,
Yeah.
bro.
informed multiple different times that the actual practice of
Chiropractic.
chiropractic came from like medieval times.
It did.
And they thought
Absolutely.
that cracking your shit was like expelling demons and stuff.
Yeah, obviously that's not how it is.
Right.
But like, yeah, it definitely did stem from that. I'm not too educated on it, to be completely honest with you.
No.
I'd have to do a little bit more research to give you more of like a actual opinion.
Right.
But
we
from
don't do facts on this
personal-
podcast.
Yeah. we
Okay,
don't-
noted.
I don't know if you knew, but we don't know anything.
I did know that.
Just
Yeah.
look at the comments section.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. No. I think like the act of cracking your back and like reassessing and like readjusting. I think the act of readjusting is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because like we're under so much stress 24/7.
for
I
sure.
mean, if you look at humans now, we're basically fucking shrimp.
Yeah.
We're like this.
Yeah.
Like 24/7, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like nobody sits like this anymore, and nobody
Yeah.
sits with their chest up and their shoulders back and down, and
Bodies
that
are
does-
deteriorating.
No,
Heads are getting bigger.
quite literally,
We're
like-
about to look like
All them
aliens.
damn foods.
no, literally, what?
All them foods.
No, for real, like all them processed foods.
Yeah.
yeah. True.
Like we're just feeding ourselves fucking garbage at this point. But
Yep.
I think the act of adjusting people is very important because there are some instances where joints do get misaligned, and
yeah.
chiropractic care can assist with that.
It can also fuck you up though. Can
It definitely can. But that just ultimately stems from who are you seeing?
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
where do they get their education? How long have they been practicing?
Yeah.
For sure.
Do they look slimy?
Yeah. Do they look like they're trying to get demons out of your body?
I mean, I guess.
So,
I guess you could definitely view it from that point
They're
of view.
probably
but
not great.
Yeah.
probs not. But yeah, it's just like any other doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could go to a fucking primary care physician and tell
Yeah.
them you've got back pain, and they could be like, here's some fucking perks. And then
I didn't like
you're a
it
drug
the one
addict for the
time.
rest of your life. Or
Yeah.
you could go to a different PCP or a nurse practitioner, and they could be like, oh, like, you just have degenerative disc disease. Here's
Yeah.
some exercises. You need to see a physical therapist. Like, it just depends on who you go to.
Yeah.
If
Or
they
even,
told me
like-
I had degenerative disc disease, I'd be pissed as fuck.
It sounds awful.
Yeah,
Bro,
like,
my
what?
brother-in-law has it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
And it
it's pretty
came from
rough.
bad form, deadlifting
Really?
and benching.
Ooh.
And
Damn.
yeah. Obviously, there's more to play
Yeah.
in that than just the bad form. But
Right.
yeah,
Can you get, like-
he's young. He's not even 30 years old yet.
Can you get like I don't even know how to articulate this really, but I've heard you can get like fucking cancer by but don't laugh at me. Let me try to articulate this. I've heard cases of people lifting or playing sports or something and they break something or tear something, etc. in some kind of way, and it like allows like they already had it there, but it allows the cancer to spread to that area. Like I've heard people who like might have messed up their back like deadlifting or
Yeah.
squatting or whatever can get that like fucking on the spine or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
that's probably
the biggest thing
not
with that
true,
is like
but-
they were already. I mean, like the biggest thing with that is like they're probably already predisposed though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's already
yeah.
there. So
Right.
like increasing. I mean, any sort of traumatic incident on the human body, your body's gonna, you
Yeah,
know,
it's more
your
susceptible.
lymphocytes, your neutrophils. I mean, your body's going to go to protect that area, so you're obviously going to be more susceptible because you've
Yeah.
been traumatized in a way. So, yes, I mean,
Yeah.
but I don't think the two are correlated.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's just kind of like, oh, that happened, now this is happening. I don't
sure.
think that the cancer's just like
Waiting.
Slide
you
up in
fucked
there.
up your deadlift, bitch.
It's like,
yeah, like sheesh. No, I really don't think that the cancer's just waiting there
Yeah,
like that. But
yeah.
I can see,
You're
like, I
probably
can see
right.
what you mean though, for
Yeah.
sure. I can see how that could.
Yeah, I didn't like going to a chiropractor when I went.
Yeah.
Because, like, he told me, like, he took a picture of my spine or whatever, and it was, like, all like that or something. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, whoa. Like, I don't know, you know?
I don't know.
And
You
then,
had that camera crooked, bro.
yeah, and then I went in the room, and I'm just fucking sitting on the paper, just waiting, you know?
Just waiting to get
Yeah,
cracked.
It's 'cause the
crack.
dude who goes to the doctor's office, looks at his own X-ray and goes, I don't know about that.
That doesn't seem right.
Doesn't add up.
Yeah, then I was just waiting there, and this big-ass fucking dude walked in, and I was like,
Hell yeah. You told me about this. I remember that. That's funny.
Marissa, he was fucking using his leg as a mouse pad in front of me. Like, what is that about? How would you have felt if he did that to you?
That's so funny.
That's fucked up.
That's so funny.
Sounds like the Big Show.
Yeah, he was like fucking John Cena sitting there cracking your back.
I never went back there again. I was like, hell
That's
no.
so funny.
You ain't about to use your leg as a mouse pad in front of me and tell me my shit's fucked up.
Oh shit.
Oh my God, Cisco, you are so funny.
What do
Yeah.
you know about lymph nodes?
What? What's that?
It's
Maybe
like
we
little
should start with a
fucking-
definition. I think Cisco's out of the loop
yeah.
here.
I'll give you the official dictionary definition. It's little fucking balls of fluid in your joints and stuff that fucking squirts in your joints and lubes you up.
It lubes you up, so it's good for you.
That's definitely not.
That's not
Not-
right. Okay, so what is it?
You need to be lubed up.
Yeah, definitely not.
You don't want your
okay.
shit dry rubbing.
Jamie,
Your
can you
lymph
pull that
nodes.
up?
Your lymph nodes they help with kind of like getting rid of the toxins out of your body. So you literally
okay.
have a lymphatic system, and there are different patches of lymph nodes throughout your body, and they quite literally just help clear you of the nasty shit, basically, for lack of a.
So it's like a liver.
So I was completely wrong.
Removing microorganisms, damaged cells, and foreign particles.
Hey,
That
that's why I
part.
asked.
That part right there.
Nice.
Wow.
So,
So- How
people,
How many do we have?
I've been hearing.
have a lot.
There's quite a few. I've been hearing there's a big thing going on now. People are getting their lymph nodes manually drained. Have you heard about that?
No,
No?
Jamie.
no.
Jamie? You want to help me out here?
Manual lymph node drain.
Drainage.
Let's see what we got.
And let's watch a video.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that
I don't
like-
know. I think it might be like one of those holistic.
Probably,
deals,
probably.
but,
MLD, manual lymph drainage.
yeah, let's hear it.
Gentle skin massage that helps move extra fluid from an area that is
Oh.
swollen.
Just lymphatic drainage. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
that
it's
is
a
a thing.
massage?
That
Okay.
is a thing. Yes.
It just says
Ooh.
gentle skin massage.
Yep, that
Nice.
is a thing. So
That
what can
sounds
happen,
nice.
especially if people have like a good example would be like breast cancer. So the lymph nodes right in here are gonna be very swollen because they're fighting off infection for so long.
Okay.
And a lot of times when they do get so full, they can't drain completely. So they do need help. So you can go see like a lymphatic specialist. I actually know one. She's amazing.
Nice.
But yes, it's literally a manual massage of the lymph
Okay.
node to help the fluid move and to help the body consistently keep getting rid of the toxins.
That makes sense.
So that is a thing. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Does
I just
it look
gotta-
like the respiratory system? Like it's just like
It actually kind of does. Yeah. A
Like
little
a-
bit. Yep. Head from toe, it kind of splurges out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look like that. Yeah. And we have so many lymph nodes in our body and they do us
Yeah.
so good.
I just got a nice deep tissue massage yesterday.
Was it bussin'?
Oh, it was so needed. It felt so fucking good. This chubby little Korean lady put hands on me. She got in there.
did
She got in there like
She
swimwear.
got in there.
How did she? So like, when I'm imagining that, I'm imagining her like getting her hands all fucking oiled up, and then just
Was she like on top of you?
yeah.
There was I actually laughed on accident. I was face down on the table at one point, and she's digging into my back. I told her my back was a little fucked up
Yeah.
this week. I've always had back problems, and my job's super physically demanding. So sometimes, like, if I'm more, getting into it at work, I'll have worse back pain over the weekend or whatever. So I went because my back was a little fucked up, and she definitely fixed that shit right up.
There
but,
you go.
But at one point, yeah, I was face down, and she was like digging her knuckles into my back, and I felt her hop up on the bed. I felt her put her feet like over me, and she was like standing on the bed
You got
over me,
mounted.
like using leverage, and I was like, oh, fuck. It was crazy.
I'd be too immature to get a
She got-
massage, bro.
She got in there. It
I would
was
be
wild.
laughing my ass off.
It was great,
I'd be
though.
because I'm like ticklish and immature,
Yeah.
so
It's nice. You just gotta go and fucking. You just gotta treat it as a self-care day. or
yeah,
whatever,
I guess
It's nice.
I've never tried that.
It's nice. It's nice. I like treating myself sometimes.
Yeah.
As
So,
you should.
do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
You do.
Absolutely.
So, what do you think they are? What do you think they look like?
What do I think they look like? Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't think they're little green guys running around, but I mean, if you think about it from like a flipped perspective, like we're aliens.
True.
You know what I mean?
To
like
them, yeah.
to them, we're aliens. They probably see us and they're like, "The fuck? Well, this thing looks fucking weird." You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I mean, the universe is too big to sit here and pretend that we're the only people out here.
I agree.
There's got to be something else out there. I mean, the universe is fucking huge, fucking huge. But like, no, like it's huge. You know what I mean? So it's like, we'd be fucking stupid as shit to be like, oh, we're the only people that inhabit
For
it.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Very,
Like,
it's a very selfish
it's
thought.
a very selfish thing to think. And so, yeah, though, I mean, the short answer is yes, I do believe that aliens exist.
That's what's up.
Do
Have
you
you
think-
have you ever like seen a UFO or anything
Any like
that?
extraterrestrial?
Yeah.
No, not that I can remember.
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
had a couple sightings. I've had a crazy one that
I'm
kind
sure
of
you
scarred
have.
me. Yeah.
He actually has. He actually
I'm
has.
dead ass. You can laugh all you want. I've seen a fucking UFO. Swear to God. I got 2 witnesses.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. That shit was wild.
Do you think
They like
would?
scoop down and like probe you and stuff.
No. It was
Oh.
actually
you're
pretty
lucky.
weird. So it was when I was a kid. I was with my brother and my uncle, and we were out in the backyard. We had a trampoline at my childhood home, and we used to like just like going out there and laying on the trampoline,
Yeah.
just looking at the stars. And the 3 of us were out there doing that one night. And it was dark, and all of a sudden we see like, almost looked like it could have been like a blimp or something, but it was just the shape of a blimp. It didn't look like a blimp. All we saw were lights, like in the shape of a giant blimp in the sky. It came over the fucking horizon. We watched this thing the whole way, and it almost looked like it was like very slowly crash landing behind these super tall trees. And as it was going behind those trees, it shot off these 3 dots, and they like these 3 little light dots, and they went super high in the sky, and they just stayed there for a while, like right next to each other. And then maybe 5 minutes in, one of them shot off to the left, and another few minutes of the right one shot off to the right, and that middle one stayed up there for a while, and then it shot off somewhere like diagonally, and we were like, what the fuck was
Yeah, that is fucking crazy for real.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Pretty
Do you think they would come down here and intervene if things got too crazy?
No, they couldn't give a fuck less. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Like, the universe is huge. But, like, no, but for real, like, why would they give a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, they're up there
Yeah.
doing their own goddamn thing.
And
I
if
mean,
they have the
Yeah.
technology
They're not
to
gonna,
get
like-
here,
yeah, I mean,
they're
why-
like, that'd be like us intervening in an anthill's political
that's what I'm
issues.
saying. Like, what, like, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
That's probably true.
Damn, so we're probably cooked.
We might be cooked.
we might be cooked.
But then again, maybe they created us.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they created us and they don't want us to destroy ourselves
Yeah.
because we're their science experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need an A in science class.
No,
so
for
they're
real.
Like, come on.
Watch these little idiots run around.
Well, Marissa, is there anything else you want to plug or anything like that?
If anyone you want to shout out,
Yeah.
anything you want to shout out, do
We
you
have
stand
so
for
many
anything?
fans.
Do I stand for anything? Don't be an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah.
Treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it.
Subscribe.
That's the
subscribe.
motto for real.
Like, share, subscribe,
Yeah, subscribe.
Vote green.
vote green.
I don't know what that means.
The Green Party.
I
Green
don't know
Party.
what that means.
Just vote for the environment. That's all I'm saying.
Go green.
Go
okay.
green.
Okay.
Go,
Go
Browns.
Browns.
Go
just
Brownies!
Go Browns.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
right,
How's
everyone.
it looking, Socks?
Yep.
Kickoff yet?
Oh yeah, we're driving downfield right now.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Sean Watson doesn't look like an asshole right now.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice. Good. We won't have
Beautiful.
to place our bets.
All right. Well, go to the description. Check out Marissa. All
Yep.
of her accounts will be on there. We'll have links to everything.
If you need very good training, she's right here.
Absolutely.
Yep. She's
You
just
heard it.
one click away.
You heard it live here yourself. She knows her shit.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, Marissa. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. So,
This was fun.
all right.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Something like that.